बिहाफ ऑफ शेयर इंडिया एंड यूट्रेड आल्गोस मैं आपका स्वागत करती हूँ आज के एक्साइटिंग और इंफॉर्मेटिव वेबिनार में। आज सैटरडे के दिन आप अपने कीमती समय में से हमारे लिए समय निकाल के आए, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आज के वेबिनार में हम बात करेंगे क्वांट अप्रोच के बारे में, स्पेसिफिकली स्ट्रैडल्स और स्ट्रैंगल्स को इंट्राडे में सेल करने के तरीकों पर। आज हमारे साथ एक खास मेहमान है मिस्टर शुभदीप नंदी, जो फाउंडर है क्वांट जिम सॉल्यूशंस के। उनका फर्म क्वांटिटेटिव सिस्टम्स पर काम करता है, जो कि इंडियन मार्केट्स में कंसल्टिंग और ट्रेनिंग सॉल्यूशंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं। शुभदीप सर एक्सपीरियंस्ड डेरिवेटिव्स ट्रेडर हैं। उन्होंने अपनी पढ़ाई इकोनॉमिक्स में की है और मैनेजमेंट और कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामिंग में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन किया है। Welcome to our webinar, sir. So, systematic trading has always been your first choice?
Correct. Absolutely. It is never kind of discretionary. It is always in the form of a system. So, वही systematic I will show in straddles and strangles.
Great. So, sir ने अपने करियर के स्टार्ट से ही इन्होंने सिस्टम्स को बिल्ड करना शुरू किया एंड इनफैक्ट इंडिया में उन पहले ट्रेडर्स में से एक हैं जिन्होंने ट्रेडिंग के लिए सिस्टम्स बनाए भी और डिप्लॉय भी किए। आज हमारा फोकस पूरा क्वांटिटेटिव स्ट्रैटेजीज पर, उनके टेक्निकल एनालिसिस के एक्सपोजर पर और उनको और कैसे मजबूत बनाया जाए इस पर ही रहेगा। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, फोर्ब्स, ब्लूमबर्ग, मनी कंट्रोल और ऐसे कई टॉप मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर सर के काफी सारे मार्केट इनसाइट्स शेयर किए जा चुके हैं। एंड डेफिनेटली आज के वेबिनार में भी हमारे सारे जितने भी हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं, अटेंडीज हैं, they will also be very grateful with all the insights which sir will share with us. So this is what exactly I wanted to share about sir. Also, apart from stock market insights, we will be having an exciting session जहाँ पर मेरे कलीग मिस्टर चैतन्य संपत, who is AVP Business Development for uTrade Algos and Share India, आपको ये भी दिखाएंगे कि कैसे आप ये सब uTrade Algos पर भी कर सकते हैं, जो एक नो कोडिंग एल्गो ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म है। ये प्लेटफॉर्म रिटेल ट्रेडर्स और नए लोगों के लिए हाई एंड एल्गो ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज लेकर आया है, जो अब तक सिर्फ HNIs और institutional investors के लिए ही available थी। As few people are requesting that we should stick to English language, I would like to repeat about uTrade Algos, that it is a no-code algo trading platform which provides all the facilities which was up till now restricted towards institutional investors and high net worth people, is now available for the retailers as well. So without wasting much of our time, I'll hand over the stage to Subhadip sir. Sir, welcome sir, and the stage is all yours. Thank you, sir.
Okay, a warm welcome to all. I believe everybody can see my screen.
Yeah, sir, it's clear.
Okay, fine. So whenever you are basically selling a straddle, you are having an exposure to, or I would say you should be aware about the Greeks which are into play. For example, delta is basically a directional risk. Let's say you have sold a Nifty straddle at 25,000. Nifty moves by 300 points up or 300 points down. So what you have is delta risk. Gamma is your sensitivity of delta to price changes. Now this comes into play after 2 o'clock. So if you're trading a straddle or a strangle till 2, that is fine. After 2, this gamma risk for a seller can be extremely dangerous if that particular underlying starts to move. Theta is time decay. That is why you are basically selling a straddle or a strangle, because that decay you are trying to eat throughout the day on an expiry day or the day before. Last is Vega, which is your basically volatility risk on the strangle. If suddenly volatility increases, both calls and puts will increase and your straddle will also increase, giving you a loss. Now you might say, okay, let's go to the next page. Rho is basically minor impact from interest rate changes, but that is no meaning on an intraday trade generally, 99.98% of the time. So the three major Greeks which you should be aware if you're selling a straddle or a strangle, number one is theta, that is time decay. It is the highest on expiry day. That is why you will see that major volume, massive 10, 20, 30, 50 times normal day volume on options on expiry day, because everybody is trying to eat that theta. Another day where theta is important is 1 day prior to expiry. That is 1 DT, just the day before the expiry day. That day also the decay is pretty sharp. So these 2 days are what you should mainly concentrate in terms of volumes or something. If you're trying to sell straddles or strangles, you can do this every day. But these 2 days are basically the most important. Second is Vega. Vega tends to zero at expiry. That is, whatever Vega you are seeing, whatever IV you are seeing at the start of the day, at closing, it will be zero. So as we move closer to expiry time, your Vega risk actually diminishes. That is, effect volatility plays on your position continuously gets decreased. Last one is Gamma. It is the maximum for ATM options and close to expiry. Now, when I say ATM options, you are mainly exposed to the gamma risk if you are actually trading a straddle. If you are trading a strangle, your gamma risk is minimal, very, very low. So unless your sold option, any one of the legs in a strangle becomes ATM, you are not actually exposed to gamma risk. So selling a straddle and selling a strangle, the minor difference, and of course after 2 o'clock, the major difference is you are safer in a strangle than a straddle. Okay. So obviously, if you are losing money on a straddle or a strangle, what is hitting you is delta, the underlying move, correct? So what is delta? How does delta actually change? Delta changes because of a change in the underlying price, which is obvious. If you're trading Nifty options or a Nifty straddle, if Nifty moves, the delta of either your call or put will change. Second is changes in implied volatility. Third is changes in time. See the picture below. When the underlying moves down, a 50 delta call will become a 20 delta call, correct? When implied volatility moves down, the 20 delta call will become a 5 delta call. When time elapses, when time goes by, a 5 delta call becomes a 0 delta call. Now forget the first part when the underlying moves down, because you're on a straddle, underlying can move up or down or whatever. Concentrate on the next do. When implied vol moves down, the 20 delta call becomes a 5 delta call. When time elapses, 5 delta call becomes a 0 delta call. These are the two major Greeks which help you as a straddle or a strangle seller on expiry day. Gamma risk is different, but you are getting money from these two. The crush in implied vol as time goes by and the continuous decay due to theta. So if you are selling a straddle or if you are selling a strangle, these are the Greeks in play. Now this I was talking about a straddle. How is a strangle different? Like stock price, time until expiry will affect the probability that options will finish in or out of the money, because as expiry approaches, the stock will have less time to move above or below the strike price you sold of your option. Because probabilities are changing as expiry approaches, delta will react differently to changes in stock price. If calls are in the money just prior to expiry, delta will approach 1. An option will move paisa for paisa with the stock. Now, obviously, if you're selling a straddle or a strangle, you're not selling an in the money call, correct? Second is, in the money puts will approach -1, fine. If options are out of the money, they will approach zero more rapidly than they would farther out in the money and stop reacting altogether to movement in the stock. Let me give a very simple example. Let's say you are at 25,000 Nifty, correct? And you have sold a strangle where you have sold a 25,100 call and 24,900 put. Now Nifty from 25,000, if it goes up to 25,050 or goes down to 24,950, 50 point, you will see a straddle if you have sold a 25,000 call and put together jumping up and down. But you will see the strangle, that is the 25,100 call and the 24,900 put, barely moving. It can also actually lose value. That is because the deltas of those particular strikes are approaching zero very, very fast because of the 2 points we mentioned, IV and theta. So as the expiry approaches, changes in the stock value will cause more dramatic changes in delta only in the ATM strikes due to increased or decreased probability of finishing in the money. If you are at 25,000 call put, if market, I would say, expires at 24,950, your put would be 50 point in the money. If it expires at 25,050, your call would be 50 points in the money. But the OTM call put, which you have sold 25,100 and 24,900, they will expire at zero wherever Nifty, I would say, closes within the 50 points. So the effect of delta is much pronounced on the ATM strikes rather than the OTM strikes. This also is linked to gamma because how the delta will change is related to gamma. So your gamma risk on the is on the ATM, not on the OTMs. Just keep this in mind. So the previous explanation which we did was the textbook explanation of delta. Now here's another way to think about delta. The probability that an option will expire at least 10 paisa in the money at expiration. Technically, this is not a valid definition because The mathematics of delta does not include a probability calculation, but in real world, we use delta as a substitute for probability. Now, an at the money call option, which have a delta of 0.50 or 50 delta, which means it has a 50% probability of expiring in the money. Say we are at 25,000 and you are on the 25,000 call. If Nifty expired at 25,001, your call is 1 rupee in the money. If the Nifty expires at 24,999, your option is totally out of the money. So just 1 point move will make it in the money or out of the money. So that's a 50-50 chance. Now, as an option gets further in the money, probability will increase as well. Options delta will increase. As an option gets further out of the money, the probability that it will be in the money at expiration decreases. So the options delta will decrease. Again, coming back to the strangle, way of OTM strikes on the both call and puts will stop reacting to price movement as we get closer to expiry, because the probability that Nifty will move heavily and your option 200 300 point OTM option will I would say expand in the money gets lower and lower as time progresses. That's why you will see post 230, post 245, post 250 after 3 o'clock. The decay is rapid, the decay is very, very sharp. Now, let's come to the system as such. What we do is, I will start with the strangle, then proceed to your straddle. I will not cover this, just if you want, you can look at it. There's a system that if you are following the India VIX, let's open a chart of India VIX. Let us see. India VIX yesterday was 12.5. This means the IV of options, VIX is calculated from the order book of the monthly options, ATM plus 5 strikes, ATM minus 5 strikes. So 12.5 VIX literally means the option traders in the market are expecting Nifty to move 12.5% up or 12.5% down in the next 1 year. Okay. Why is it important for us if you're trading just for a day? Because this calculation can be mathematically broken down to what the VIX is saying, how much Nifty will move in a week or how much Nifty will move in a day. If you just Google this using India VIX to plot ranges for yearly, weekly, or daily, you can easily find the code, or you can easily find the logic how it is done. It is not that simple that you take 12.5% of Nifty and divided it by 365. It's not that. Maths is a bit more complex, but you can find it out. Now, this was initially used to calculate the daily ranges of Nifty or Bank Nifty or whatever. Now, this has a problem. Problem is, India VIX is calculated according to the IVs of the monthly options, right? But we are trading weekly options. Weekly options has a different set of IVs continuously. So at any one point of time, if you have the current week expiry, the next week expiry, and the monthly expiry, all threes will have different types of IVs. For example, this is an option chain. Let's say expiry on 26 September. I'm just concentrating on the ATM strike. 23,350 is ATM. The IV is 11.26. If I come down to the current weekly expiry, the same 25,350 strike, your IV is 9.52. If I go to say 10th October strike, the IV is 11.96. So the IV will change depending on whatever expiry you are trading. So what we do is, we first select the particular expiry we are going to trade. Let me show you a historical example. You will understand this better. Let's say I'm trading the 12th September expiry. So on 11th, a day before expiry, I check what are the IVs are like. Okay. So on 11th, the IVs are basically like 13.25. Okay. This 24,900 strike was there. Yes. So this IV is 13.25 on the call side and 13.30 on the put side. Average is like 13.25. Now, you need to take an average of this particular IV to, I would say, plot a pseudo VIX. So rather than VIX, I'm just using the ATM IVs to make a calculation. Then what I do is I go to Nifty. Let's start this from word go. So this code, what it actually does is, I am actually trading on this day. I'm trying to trade the expiry day. And what I do is, I input the IV. What it will do is, it will give me a range of this particular day. So this day, it gives me a range of, so it tells me my upper range is roughly, okay, just give me a sec. I need it on the left hand side. It tells me it is like 25,200, and here it tells me it's like 24,800. So for the expiry day, I have a range of 25,200 and 24,800. Okay. So now what I do is, in fact, I already have the pictures. I plot a straddle chart. This is 25,200 call and 24,800 put. The particular straddle is plotted on your chart on TradingView. This is the Nifty. These are the ranges. This is the straddle. So I see that the straddle price is somewhere around 18 at opening. So this straddle, if I try to sell, I'll be getting 18 rupees on a 400 rupee gap. Let us see how this straddle performs. Okay, let's do this differently. It will be more easier for you guys to understand. Let us do the last day. This is Friday. Okay, just forget the example which I was showing you right now. Let me show you just this example, then I will go to the particular points. So basically, first we check what are my IVs. I am doing this for Friday, that is yesterday. So 19th September was expiry, and I need to go back to latest historical 19th, and I need, sorry, it's 12th. Okay. 25,300 was the ATM strike, 10.42, 10.44. Average is 10.42. So I go to Nifty. The reason I'm doing this, unless I do this, the screenshots actually won't make any sense. Okay. So the levels, upper level and lower level for Friday was 25,500 and 25,176, rounded off 25,200. So now what I do is, Nifty expiry day is 19th, month is 9. Levels are 25,500, 25,200. Okay. This is the straddle chart. The day starts from here. Strangle chart. Your strangle starts at 164 rupees. It comes down, and here it gets stopped at 138. Now, this line, stop loss line, which you see, this is nothing but a simple super trend. Okay. So I'm plotting the strangle chart along with a super trend as my stop loss, because strangles we know can move differently also. Now the question is, where do we sell? Normally people sell at 920, 925, 930. Matlab, any day the market opens, they go and sell a strangle. We do it a bit differently. What we do is, we use another indicator. This indicator gives you a yellow line, a sell signal, and a square of line or whatever. In case of a strangle, we wait till the first sell signal comes. Forget the square of signal. This is actually applicable in a straddle, not on a strangle. And when this sell signal comes at 155, we sell with a stop loss of 165. Now this sell signal came yesterday at 1020. So rather than blindly selling at 920, 925, 930, 945, When you will sell is dictated by the system itself. Now the question is, this is a simple straddle chart and this is a super trend indicator. What is this in play? This particular thing which you see below, this the first line is straddle charts are plotted and a simple super trend in plotted on straddle prices. Now this indicator which you see, it continuously assesses the delta across strikes and checks again ATM plus 5, ATM minus 5 strikes, and checks whether the delta is going down. Second, on gamma, it's an alert for 2 p.m. Theta, it checks whether decay is continuous and within normal parameters. Vega, it checks whether IV dump is going on. If everything is going on in your favor, then the net result is a deep yellow bar as long as decay is normal as per Greeks or continuous as per Greeks. Zero line means there is no decay or Greeks are behaving slightly abnormally. Red or blue will mean when straddle is gaining value rather than decaying. So this is basically the template we use to sell straddles or strangles. Now, if you see the examples, we will start with Sensex because yesterday Sensex was easy. For example, yesterday Sensex gave a target range of 83,600 and like 82,000. Okay. So if somebody was selling a strangle at Sensex expiry yesterday, he should have sold a 83,600 call and 8200 put. How would that have worked out? 83,600 call, 8200 put. This was around 55 at opening, close to zero at closing. This is the same 83,600 call, 8200 put. Now with the indicator, it gives you a sellout here, somewhere around 43. It comes down to somewhere around, I would say, 12. Small stopped out, again you sell, again a sell signal comes, again it goes down. So this was an easy trade. If you look at the straddle yesterday of 80 to 900, same time it gave you a sell somewhere around 350, came down to somewhere around 142, a bit jump. Then after 130, again the decay started from 142. This is where you square off. For example, let's say you sold here. This is where your stop loss goes. Your square F signal also comes. Again, a sell signal comes here and you follow it till 250, 255. We do not remain on a sold straddle after 255 because after that gamma risk comes into play in a big way. So if you're getting money till 255, square off and go out. Now this was simple. Every day is not that simple. So I've taken basically 2 days. One was yesterday's Sensex expiry, where it was very simple to trade. Another one was the Nifty expiry on Thursday. Now that was something very interesting. Watch this. Okay, Nifty gave you a range of 25,200 and 24,800 on expiry day on Thursday. So if somebody was selling a straddle, he would strangle, he would have sold 25,200 call and 24,800 put. If you sell this too, you will get a price of around 18 rupees. Now, rather than selling this, we know the indicator must get into deep blue continuously and a sell signal must come. Only then it is normal to sell. It was not there. Let us proceed. It's around 10:30, still no sell. 10:45, no sell. Now, this is the straddle on expiry day, 25,000 straddle. What you will see is from 9 o'clock till 10:30, there has been no decay on the straddle. It has been appreciating. So if you blindly sell at 9:30 at somewhere around 100 rupees, by 10:30, rather than a decay, your price is up to 123, 124. So the system told you not to sell. There was no sell signal, no two consecutive yellow bars. So no sell signal. Let us proceed. Till 11 o'clock, again, back to the strangle, 25,200, 24,800. There is no sell signal on the strangle also. This is around 10:30. Now what's happening out here is, it is not giving you a sell signal and the indicator is giving you a blue bar, which means the straddle now has a risk on the upside. The straddle will not decay. Rather, there's something odd going on in the markets. This analysis, this visual analysis is coming from Greeks. Manually, if you try to do this, it is next to impossible. What you will do, every 5 minutes, you will calculate the delta, calculate the theta, calculate the vega, not only on one strike, 5 strike up, 5 strike down. So basically, 10 strikes up, 5 call, 5 put, 10 strikes down, 5 call, 5 put, 20 strikes, you have to do the calculation by hand. So that is where you will fail as a human being. But a machine or a formula can do it very fast. It told you that the particular straddle has a massive risk on the upside. In fact, I was actually posting this on Twitter on that day in live markets. You can go there and check. Let's see what happened after this. This is where I said when this risk is there, it can go up in a big way. You see, yeah. So this was trading somewhere around 120. In one single jump, it went up to 180. Now the problem is on expiry days, you might think I'm on 120, I will give a stop loss of 135 and I will get out. Your trades will not get filled at 135 because, like you, lakhs of option sellers are trying to square up. So even if your stop is triggered at 130, either it will jump or you will get a fill at 170. This happens majorly on Sensex and Fin Nifty. Nifty Bank Nifty lower, you will get probably a fill a bit earlier, but still these jerks are huge. So here on 11:30 on that day, your system did not give you a sell. Again, it is telling you that there's a risk. Now see the strangle. It was started the day at 15, went up to 35. This is 1 o'clock. The strangle did not have any decay. So till 1 o'clock, neither the straddle nor the strangle was having any decay. Now, what does common sense means? What does it mean? It means whoever is selling options, whether call, whether puts, whether call, whether puts. Why? Because you are selling a straddle means you are selling a call and put. You are selling a strangle means you are selling a call and put. Whoever is selling a call or put is not getting any exit. They are trapped, and they are trapped from 9:20 till 1 o'clock. So the move which you see, this particular move starting from 2, as I said, gamma risk starts from 2 p.m. and the move also started from 2 p.m. Just go back to your data and see whenever Nifty, Bank Nifty or Sensex moves like crazy, Sensex gives you spike in the middle of the day, forget that. Whenever there's a directional move on expiry day, 80-85% of the time it will start after 2 p.m. It will not start after 2 because till 2, whatever people had to sell, straddles, strangles, whatever, they will sell till 2. Everybody's basket is full with lot of sell positions. And then when one side gets into a delta risk, gamma plays spoil sport and it goes up heavily. Now there's another thing which will come into play out here. So Nifty on expiry day, we had the upper level out here and lower level out here. So according to the IVs, this particular place is your normal trading range, correct? You will see 90% of the days the market will stay in that trading range. But there will be that 10% where the market will break out. Once it breaks above this upper level or breakdowns below the lower level, forget selling options. This is the time you go directional. You don't sell. Rather, you buy calls if it's an upside breakout. You sell puts if it's a downside breakdown. I will just minimize this chart. You will understand how this works. And let's take an average IV of, let's say, 12. It varies between 10 to 13. So 11.5 normally. I'm just taking a rough idea. What I want to show you is, just forget this. See, majority of the days, if you're selling a strangle according to these levels, markets, if you understand that within these levels means your strangle is getting money. This is obvious. Once in a blue moon, your IV will increase by 1 point. You will lose. Maybe you sold a 30 rupees straddle, you will square off at 35. But majority of the day, these are very good range predictors where you should sell a strangle. And there's another type of traders also. A student of mine does it. He told me to cover this. Let's say you do not want to get into the everyday expiry issue. Monday mid cap, Tuesday fin nifty, Wednesday bank nifty and such, so and so. Every day you're selling nifty strangles. Every day there's a decay. So if you're concentrating on Nifty and selling every day, forgetting which day it expiry, you will get money. Now the fun starts when this breaks. This was one of the day when the lower levels broke. This was like 24,900. On the same day, you got like 24,800, 100 points. This day was also there. This was thus Thursday. I'm just going to look through these places. You will see nine. Okay, this day. Small move. This day. This is what I 24,160 went down to 24,957. This day 24,130 went down to 24,902. So these levels give you a very good boundary outside which you can go directional. Now the major, I would say, hindsight of option sellers is when the market moves in a huge way like Thursday, they say, boss, if I would have just gone a little directional, then I could have gone in a big way. This is one approach. So this helps you to go directional. Number two, if you're trading straddles, if you're selling straddles, a safer way to sell a straddle is if you're selling an iron fly. That is, you're selling a straddle, you're buying 300 point OTM call, you're buying 300 point OTM put. So if you trade an iron fly, you know from point one what is your maximum risk you can give to the markets, what's the maximum loss you can give to the markets. These levels will help you to buy your wings. For example, if I'm selling a straddle at, say, this is 24,800, this particular place, let me just increase this, 24,800. I know this day my upper side is 25,000, my lower side is 24,650. So if these levels cross, then this market will move. So if I'm selling a 24,800 straddle, I will buy a call outside 25,000. I will buy a put below 24,650. Those will be my wins. Profits would be lower than selling a blank straddle, but your risk is also lower and you will never suffer an unlimited loss. These levels which you see, again, there's this, you can search it on the Google. I mean, if I search it on the Google, you will say, okay, your AI is giving you the whole, convert the annualized VIX to a daily value, divide the VIX value by the square root of the number of trading days in a year. So divide VIX by square root of 365. For example, 252 trading days, you can also take daily volatility India VIX divided by root 252. This is your daily range. Okay. This is they're using VIX and I am using an average of IVs. So this is how you calculate the range. So if you do a little bit of math study, you can do this yourself. So this is how we fix the range. This is how we sell strangles. And as I said, this is how the whole system is developed, where you get a buy and a sell signal. So this is how a system is built. You calculate a daily range to either fix your strangle strikes or fix the outside wings of your iron fly. Then this is totally proprietary. This is actually the heart of the system. It tells you where to sell and where to square off your trade or where not to sell. Then according to this, actually when I did this with Share India, I told them that some of my methods are absolutely proprietary. They said, okay, fine, you show them, give them something and they will, if you are smart enough, you can work on this and make this out. This is totally coming from Greeks. So this is the whole system and how we trade this. Now, this is kind of end of my presentation. If you have any question, we can handle it now.
So yes, so there are a couple of questions in the
Yeah, sure.
Q&A section as well, where Mr. Mehul Shah is asking what will be setting for super trend.
10-3. 10 period ATR, 3 multiple.
Great, great.
Okay, good question actually. What I do is 10-3 is your basic setting, right? But as we go with the expiry, this is your super trend. Now let us say you are at this place. Let's say you are at this place. Okay, you're on this point. Let's say hypothetically you have sold the straddle at 167, price is now 148. Your stop loss is like 155. You say, boss, मुझे बहुत मिल रहा है, I don't want to give so much back. So what you now do is change the settings of your super trend to, let's say, 1. Your stop loss comes down even closer. So you're at 148, your stop loss comes down to 151, just 3 rupees. So you can use the settings of super trend in that manner. Number 1. Number 2, let's go back to 3. I'm just giving you some food for thought. Not that you will see on a normal day, that is on a Friday or Monday, if a straddle is falling, there's a large, I would say, decay in the last half an hour, last 30 minutes. So let's say you have sold a straddle, you have covered it, you're trying to sell around 3. I would say keep your super trend settings a bit high. Let's keep it 4 and watch at 3 o'clock. This is 3 o'clock. This is your sell at 140. This is 148. Then it goes down. Super 10-3 is not any magic number. Depending upon what you're trading and what kind of, I would say, setups you're using, play along with the super trend number. If you want to tighten your stops, decrease the multiple from 3 to 2 or even 1. What I do is, if I'm, let's say I've sold a straddle at 250, it is coming at, now it is 130. I will not keep a 3 multiple. I will get the multiple down to 2 or 1. Similarly, if I'm selling something at 40 rupees at 3 o'clock and I want it to just stay there for 10 minutes rather than 3, I will using a 4 or 5 multiple. It won't be that big, but you will get a very good stop loss to sell. So this is how you play along with the super trend multiple. Next question.
So our next question is, what is gamma blast and which time indicate the gamma is blast?
So gamma of an option is sensitivity to the option's price respect to a change of delta of an option. Gamma is speed, gamma is acceleration, delta is speed. So let us go through the technical definition. Be worried about gamma only when you are close to expiry and your option is ATM. That is where you should be worried about gamma risk. Gamma risk is only on the ATM options and not on the OTM options. Now, as options come closer to expiration, 2 p.m. on expiry date, time value of option decrease, option approaches intrinsic value, making delta more sensitive to a change in gamma. I'm just looking for the maths. Yeah. Consider a stock price ABC with a price of 100 and a call option on this stock with a strike price of 100. Fine. So stock price is 100 rupees. You're buying a call. Call is also 100 strike. Since the option is at the money, the intrinsic value or total value is 0 and the delta is currently at 0.5. ATM option. Now, if the stock goes up by 1 paisa, that is from 100 to 100.01, the intrinsic value of the call options becomes 0.01. So we can approximate the new delta as rate of change of call value respect to change in stock value. So delta actually moves from 1. So delta from 0.5 has moved into 1. Now look into gamma. Gamma is the rate of change of delta. So we can approximate gamma as 1 minus 0.5, 100.1 minus 150. So it can be observed that gamma has become quite high as a result of the rapid movement of delta. This gamma, if you look on other days, will be like 0.002 or 0.005. So spiking up to 50 means rise of a thousands of percentage in a second. This is known as gamma burst, which propels low priced option to very high price in the last hour on expiry days. This is the major risk on straddles, but almost non-existent in strangles until underlying price comes closer to any one of the strangle strikes. So this is your gamma burst when the gamma moves in a huge way on expiry day after 2. I hope I've answered your question with the maths. Let's proceed.
Yes. So next question is, how do straddles strike selection as the market moves? So there are few questions
Good
on
questions.
straddle
Say
strikes.
you have
Yeah.
started from 25,000. Let's take an example of 25,000. What I personally do is, this is your choice. If, okay, what we do is, this also I need to explain with the help of a chart. Now, if you are trading weekly options, I don't know whether you're following this. Weekly options do not expire according to futures or according to spot. They expire according to something called an implied future. Now, implied future is nothing. Strike price of an option plus price of call minus price of put. That is your implied future. So whenever I'm trading a straddle, I have calculated the implied future automatically. I'm looking at the implied future. If this implied future changes and goes to within 20% of another strike, whether upper or lower, then I will change my strike from my straddle. For example, let's say here I'm at 25,000 call and put. Okay, because your implied is like 20. No, forget this. This is wrong. This was actually Friday's implied. Yeah, your implied is 25,334. Correct. So if implied goes to within 20% of the next price means 25,341, I will change my strike to 25,350. Or if it goes below 25,300 means 25,250, 25,260, then I will change to 25,250. So if the implied goes within 20% of the next strike, then I will change my straddle strike. Else I wait. In fact, on Nifty, what I do is I'm not much interested in the 50 strikes. I try to look at straddles hold on until two strikes change. That is 25,300. If it goes to someone like 25,370 or maybe 25,230. On mid cap, I wait for two strikes, 25, 50 point, Bank Nifty around 200 points, Sensex around 200 points. Because 100 point on Sensex or 100 point on Bank Nifty, you see straddle prices are almost the same. There's not much of a difference throughout the day. The major difference comes again after 2 o'clock. So just keep this in mind within 20% of the next strike. My personal choice is 100 points on Nifty, 200 on Bank Nifty, 200 on Sensex, 50 on Mid Cap Nifty, and 100 on Fin Nifty. You might do it on an individual strike also. It's a matter of choice. None of the methods are better or worse. Okay, next question.
So there is one more question where they are asking that how do we put stop loss in the system of straddles and strangles?
That is where I believe the next episode, which will be covered in algos, you can do that. There
Yes,
are a lot of
right.
algos in the market where you can put a stop loss on your straddle price. Manually, if you do it, there's a very simple method. Let's say your straddle is priced at 100 rupees. Okay. And your stop loss, which you're seeing, is at 120. 20 rupees stop loss on the straddle price. Do not put 20 rupees straddle on each leg. You have a call leg and a put leg. Put a 40 rupee stop loss on each leg. Your straddle is 100, your stop loss is 120. So 20-point risk is there. Now let's say your call is 50 rupees, put is also 50 rupees. Assume. So do not put a stop loss of 50 plus 20, 70, 50 plus 20, 70. That will get hit very fast. And you will see your stop loss is getting hit with a 10-point movement on the straddle. Don't do that. Keep a 40-point stop loss on the individual legs. That is 50 rupee call, keep a stop loss at 90. 50 rupee put, keep a stop loss at 90. What will happen? Let's say one side 90 gets hit. That means that call has moved by 40. Let's say call side gets hit. So that means that particular strike from 50 premium has gone to 90, 40 rupees, it has risen. The strike which just does not risen, that is the put, from 50 it will come down to 30. It will also depreciate by 20 points. So that one you are losing 40, this one you are losing 20, means 20 net you will lose. So whatever your straddle stop loss amount is, double that, use as stop loss on individual legs. I hope this is clear. Easier is if you use an algo and put a stop loss on the straddle price according to the algo. A lot of algos allow you to do this. Yes.
Yes, definitely. And now I guess it's the time we should move to Chaitanya and
Yeah,
he can
sure.
explain how we can use algos and help getting this done better. Moving to you, Chaitanya.
My name is Chaitanya Sampat, AVP Business Development, Share India uTrade. I'm going to keep this in English and Hindi with a combination, okay, to make it easy for a lot of people as well. If anything, if anyone wants to understand something specific, it was confusing a bit. Definitely, questions आप chat में डाल दीजिए. I'll be glad to assist and I'll be glad to answer those questions as well. So, as we learn, so everyone here learns many things in terms of market, like we want to automate strategies and implement those strategies. But unfortunately, problem सबसे बड़ा ये आता है कि हमें यहाँ पे या तो हमारे पास टाइम नहीं होता है या तो हमारे पास नॉलेज उतनी होती नहीं है कि एंट्री के बाद कब एग्जिट होना चाहिए, कब स्टॉप लॉस होना चाहिए, और ना ही हमारे पास इतना टाइम रेडी अवेलेबल रहता है कि हम दिन भर मार्केट को ट्रैक करते रहें. तो इसका ही सोल्यूशन एक यू ट्रेड का है स्पेसिफिकली. सो मैं अभी मेरा स्क्रीन शेयर करने वाला हूँ. करेक्ट. आई होप माय स्क्रीन इज विजिबल राइट नाउ टू एवरीवन. You guys can put a
Yes.
thumbs up or something in the chat. So this is the platform. So जैसे मैंने आपको बताया स्पेसिफिकली कि जनरली ये सब पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स होते हैं कि टाइम चाहिए, नॉलेज चाहिए मार्केट करने के लिए एंड डेडिकेशन भी चाहिए स्पेसिफिकली. ना मार्केट तो ऐसी चीज है नहीं जो आप 3 2 4 या 1 महीने में हम मार्केट सीख के वी कैन स्टार्ट डूइंग एवरीथिंग. सो इट टेक्स years of practice and it takes your responsibility that you have to consistently practice about it. So then people just end up going into the market and then they are comfortable with that. So now obviously if you're a working professional or if you're a businessman or if you're into consultancy or anything whatsoever, it becomes very difficult to manage that time as well. So we've got a solution for everyone, which is uTrade Algos. So algorithms, what are algorithms? Is basically these algorithms have certain conditions that are provided to them. So based on those conditions, वो automatically entry, exit, reversal, everything will be done on its own. And as all you have to do is just deploy the strategy. So let me tell you one more thing, that whatever I am showing you right now, this is available on the website. Our website is utradealgos.com. You don't need to pay anything to view the information. There's nothing as of such that would be required. मैं आपको जो कुछ भी दिखाऊंगा, आप खुद भी आपके कंप्यूटर पे या आपके फोन पे जाके ये पूरा का पूरा ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन एक्सप्लोर इट फ्री ऑफ चार्ज. So here, this is our website www.utradealgos.com. So let's go through a platform a little bit. So here we have multiple things explaining about short presentation about what we offer and our services and everything. So I'll take you directly. I'm pretty sure everyone here is more interested in learning about how to deploy them and what kind of strategies that uTrade has. So here we click on sign in first of all. So if you already have an account with Share India, you can log in with Share India and you can use the system. Or if you don't have an account with Share India, you can continue as a guest as well. So आप कंटिन्यू अगर गेस्ट करोगे तो आप गूगल लॉगिन भी कर सकते हो, आप अपने फोन नंबर से भी लॉगिन कर सकते हो. सो फॉर नाउ व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज, मैं यहाँ पे आई एम गोइंग टू लॉग इन विद शेयर इंडिया राइट नाउ. तो यहाँ पे मैंने शेयर इंडिया पे क्लिक किया. सो मेरा ये ऑलरेडी लॉग्ड इन था, इसलिए वो ऑलरेडी लॉग इन हो गया यहाँ पे राइट नाउ. अदरवाइज इट्स बेसिक थिंग जहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ आपका यूजर आईडी, पासवर्ड एंड ओटीपी या टीओटीपी आपने जो भी सेटअप किया हुआ है वो वहां से आप लॉग इन करके यू विल कम टू द सेम पेज विच राइट नाउ आई एम एट. सो लेट मी गिव यू एन ओवरव्यू. दिस इज द लैंडिंग पेज जहाँ पे हम यहाँ पे आपका इंफॉर्मेशन दिखता है. सो आपका अकाउंट का इंफॉर्मेशन यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा. अर्निंग्स, तो बेसिकली आपके आपने जो कोई भी स्ट्रैटेजी स्टार्ट की है विद यू ट्रेड, उसका अर्निंग जो टोटल जितनी भी स्ट्रैटेजी जब से चालू की है तब से उसका प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस यहाँ पे दिखेगा. यहाँ पे ग्रॉस पीएनएल है, तो एक पर्टिकुलर डे में जितने भी स्ट्रेटेजी का जो भी एंट्री एग्जिट जो कुछ भी होता है, जो भी एम टू एम चल रहा है, प्लस या माइनस हो, जो भी है, एक्टिव हो तो भी दिखेगा, अगर बुक्ड है तो भी दिखेगा. सो नाउ देन वी कम टू, सो यहाँ पे देन वी हैव पोर्टफोलियो. यहाँ पे आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट दिस इन अ फ्यू मिनट्स एज वेल. तो यहाँ पे यू ट्रेड ओरिजिनल्स है. नाउ विद आवर यू ट्रेड सिस्टम देयर आर टू ऑप्शंस दैट everyone has. Number one is if you're expert in the market and you want to automate your own strategy, yes, that facility is also available with uTrade Algos. Number two is if you want to use our strategies, that is strategies created by uTrade, they are called as uTrade Originals. So these strategies have entry, exit, conditions and everything predefined. तो वो conditions जैसे ही meet हो गए, वो strategy automatically enter, exit, stop loss, reversal सब कुछ खुद ही करेगा. आपको कुछ इंटरवेंशन करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. मतलब दिस इज 100% ऑटोमेटेड एंड 100% algorithmic. There are conditions set to it. So uTrade originals are the strategies that we have on our website available that you can use within a couple of clicks. So I'll show you how to use a couple of them as well and everything. So here you can see Guruvar ka Guru. These strategy, these cards that you see right now, these are strategy cards. So these are individual strategies that everyone can explore. So Guruvar ka Guru is the name of a strategy. Turtle Trader is the name of a strategy. Tezi Mandi ka King is the name of the strategy. Then we have Chakravyuh ka Tod, Teji Mandi ka King 2. So there are different strategies available here. We've also categorized the risk on every strategy. So this category belongs to the moderate one. This is an aggressive strategy. The peak margin requirement for this strategy is 95,000. तो ये जो 95,000 है, this has to be available in your Share India's broking account. This has to be available in your Share India broking account for one lot. So that is one multiplier. अगर आप जैसे भी 5 करना चाहते हो तो 95 into 5, so that will be 475 give or take. ओआई बेस्ड स्ट्रैटेजी है, तो ये ओआई बेस्ड निफ्टी की स्ट्रैटेजी है. तो ओपन इंटरेस्ट इज एवरीबॉडी वुड नो योर कि ओपन इंटरेस्ट का डेटा इज रिसीव्ड एवरी 3 minutes and manually it is not possible to trade on it. But we are the only platform who has OI based strategy available for everyone and you can use this strategy as well. स्टार्ट टाइम एंड एंड टाइम यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा. तो स्टार्ट टाइम बेसिकली स्ट्रैटेजी आप जब भी स्टार्ट करोगे तो वो स्ट्रैटेजी विल ओनली टेक अ ट्रेड बिटवीन 10 AM to 2:39 PM. दिस इज व्हाट वन ऑफ द कंडीशंस ऑफ द स्ट्रैटेजी इज. तो ये 9 बजे, 9:15 नहीं लेगा, 9:30 नहीं लेगा, 9:45 को नहीं लेगा, बट डायरेक्टली वो 10 बजे के बाद ही ट्रेड लेगा आफ्टर चेकिंग द पैरामीटर्स. So this is just an overview. यहाँ पे we can click here and we can see we've mentioned a small write-up about the strategy as well. यहाँ पे हमने favorable conditions भी लिखे हुए हैं कि fall in volatility, अगर range bound movement रहेगा, all days are preferred for this strategy. So generally people have a assumption कि selling strategy मुझे सिर्फ expiry के दिन करनी चाहिए या बाइंग स्ट्रेटेजी मुझे सिर्फ एक्सपायरी के दिन करनी चाहिए. So that is not the case in this strategy. This strategy should be deployed every day as long as there is the market is not very volatile. So here we mentioned also कि recommended risk की strategy का 12 to 30 है. रिस्क फैक्टर्स, तो अगर हाई वॉलेटिलिटी मार्केट पे तो और इंक्रीजिंग प्रीमियम्स है तो ये एक रिस्क फैक्टर है. और अगर डिके नहीं हो रहा है प्रीमियम में तो भी दिस इज नॉट अ फेवरेबल कंडीशन फॉर द स्ट्रेटेजी. सो व्हाई इज दिस गिवन हियर कि आपको अगर फॉर एनी रीजन लगता है कि मार्केट कल ज्यादा वॉलेटाइल रहेगा तो यू कैन टेक अ कॉल बेस्ड ऑन अगर आपको वो पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटेजी चलानी है कि नहीं चलानी है. सो बिकॉज एवरी वन शुड अंडरस्टैंड की बेसिक चीज है, बिकॉज to run the strategy, because those will only impact a consumer's or a customer's journey for algo trading. So यहाँ पे और पैरामीटर्स के भी ऑप्शंस है. वी कैन सी अ लॉट मोर पैरामीटर्स. तो ये चक्रव्यूह का तोड़, कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट, स्टार्ट टाइम, वी सॉ ऑल दीज थिंग्स. निफ्टी 50 का इंस्ट्रूमेंट पे चलता है. नेट लॉस इज गिवन ऑन दिस स्ट्रेटेजी एज 600 and net profit is given as 600 on this strategy. So what does this mean basically is कि स्ट्रैटेजी जब भी एंट्री करेगा तो भले एक एंट्री हो या 10 एंट्री हो, स्ट्रैटेजी जितने बार भी एंट्री करेगा उसका टोटल दैट पर्टिकुलर डे पे अगर 600 रुपये का लॉस हो रहा है तो स्ट्रैटेजी एग्जिट करके ऑटोमेटिकली अपने आप को स्टॉप कर देगी. Right. Now, already strategies have different conditions on it. It will keep adhering to those conditions and it will automatically work based on that. So one of the highest condition that is provided कि अगर multiple trades में 600 rupees का loss हो रहा है तो strategy execution will stop for that particular day. Same thing for the net profit as well. So every strategy would have different parameters. So this is an example of one of them. Premium price, order lot, there are different things available that you can explore as well. Now, additionally, if you want to set different exit parameters, you can do that as well. So here we have a section here, set exit parameters. So if you want to customize, instead of the start time and the square of time, you want to change a little bit. You want to change, you want to put in your own overall target profit and multiple things. Yes, these things are editable for you as well, for your convenience as well. So additionally, now after looking at the strategy, let's take a look at it once again. So here now after looking at the strategy, we should also be able to see what kind of result has a strategy provided, right? So we have the back testing facility available. By clicking on back test, you can run a back testing for this for 1 month, 1 year, or how much ever time that you specifically want. So now, for example, I'm going to take a back testing of 1 year. So I click on 1 year here and I click on back test. So when I click on back test here, I can see the result of it. So symbol was Nifty 50, back test PNL is 34,700. Now keep in mind this strategy has a capital requirement of 95,000 only. So in the past 1 year, it has generated 34,707 on this strategy. Signals, there are 248 signals of this strategy. Wins is 168. Losses is 79. Win streak and losing streak is updated here. So this is just an overview. By clicking here, we can see more details as well. So on this here, you can see the maximum loss in a day, the maximum profit in a day, the booked profit, the booked loss, the booked PNL. Then we have a small comparison with Nifty as well. So everybody wants to invest and everybody wants to trade. So everybody is not expecting a huge ups, and we nobody wants बड़े बड़े volatility movement जैसे एकदम suddenly बहुत बड़ा loss हो गया या suddenly बहुत बड़ा profit हो गया. Right? It should stably go up. That is what everyone would require because that keeps person insane to be very honest. तो यहाँ पे आप you'll notice कि यहाँ पे जो dark blue है that is for the strategy and the light blue is Nifty. So here you can see there are a couple of drops here based on that. So this would be a difficult time for anyone. But if you look at the dark blue line, you'll see कि वो stably एकदम ऊपर की तरफ ही जा रहा है. Obviously, that is what everybody would specifically should look for as well. Then we have यहाँ पे we also have the drawdown facility available here. So here we can see the drawdown of the strategy as well. So this is where the strategy has been we can identify कि strategy सबसे negative result कब था या सबसे peak से minus कब आया था. तो we can explore that and we can get a better understanding about the strategy as well that way. Then we have total number of trades here. We've given you a max drawdown here कि strategy ने maximum अभी तक almost 3,000 rupees का loss दिया है. Winning percentage 67.74. Average profit on winning trades is 425. Average loss on losing trade is minus 465. Maximum time to recover. So as everyone would understand right now, this strategy is in the drawdown phase. तो ऑब्वियसली इसको रिकवर ज्यादा टाइम होगा नहीं, उसका पीक में भी इसने टू ऑलमोस्ट 3,000 रुपीज का लॉस हुआ है. So, based on that, so it is still in the recovery phase. It might take a day or two more based on that, and then it should be back into base, into action. Karma ratio is a good sign where, if the karma ratio is more than 5 is wonderful actually. So यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है कि this is already 12.47 on the strategy. Then obviously this is just an overview. यहाँ पे this is analytics based on the strategy. We have transaction details here. So this transaction details will show you कि strategy ने start कब हुई थी, then the start time of the strategy, the end time of the strategy, the start date, end date, everything is available. Additionally हमने यहाँ पे particularly instrument भी update किया हुआ है. तो ये strategy ने कौन सा instrument कब लिया था उसके साथ भी है, कितनी क्वांटिटी ली थी, कितने बाय हुए थे, कितने एंट्री प्राइस क्या था, एग्जिट प्राइस क्या था. तो बेसिकली ऑल दी स्ट्रेटजीज दैट यूट्रेड एल्गो हैज करंटली आर ऑल शॉर्ट सेलिंग स्ट्रेटजीज. तो ये स्ट्रेटजी ने शॉर्ट सेलिंग किया था, तो आप देख रहे होगे कि एंट्री मोड इज शॉर्ट सेल. क्यूमुलेटिव प्रॉफिट एंड पीएनएल इज अपडेटेड हियर. एडिशनली वी आल्सो मेंशन कि यहाँ पे स्टॉप लॉस हिट हुआ है कि स्क्वायर ऑफ हुआ है. सो दिस इज ऑल अपडेटेड हियर. सो दिस अवेलेबल डेटा हमने, बिकॉज वी रन अ बैक टेस्टिंग फॉर 1 ईयर, तो ये स्ट्रेटेजी का 1 ईयर का डेटा आपको यहाँ पे दिख सकता है. तो अगर आप 3 ईयर्स का करते हो तो बाय डिफॉल्ट 3 ईयर्स का भी आपको डेटा वैसे ही दिखेगा. देन यहाँ पे है रिपोर्ट्स. रिपोर्ट्स में हियर वी कैन सी दैट देयर आर देयर इज अ कैलेंडर व्यू अबाउट आवर प्लेटफॉर्म कि ये स्ट्रेटेजी ने सबसे पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव रिटर्न कब दिया है पर्टिकुलरली. वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई दिस हियर, राइट हियर. तो यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा. तो लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट वन ऑफ द बॉक्सेस हियर. नाउ इफ एवरीवन वुड रिमेंबर, जून 4 को वाज इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट. ऑब्वियसली अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव बीन आस्किंग मी स्पेसिफिकली एज वेल कि जून 4 को क्या रिजल्ट था ये स्ट्रेटेजी में, क्योंकि मार्केट वाज एक्सट्रीम वॉलेटाइल दैट डे, राइट. तो मैं अगर जून 4 को दिखता हूँ, तो ये 5th जून है, ये 4th जून है. ये स्ट्रैटेजी ने लॉस दिया था 617.5. तो जो स्लिपेजेस होते हैं वो भी ये स्ट्रैटेजी में इंक्लूडेड है आपके रिपोर्ट में जो हम आपको प्रोवाइड करते हैं. सो नाउ टेकिंग एन एग्जांपल, आपको ये स्ट्रैटेजी पर्टिकुलरली अच्छी लगी. इफ यू वांट टू रन दिस स्ट्रैटेजी, हाउ डू यू डू दिस? ऑलराइट. So if you want to run this strategy, the first thing you would do is you would click on this deploy button, and then you will click on proceed. So when you click on proceed, यहाँ पे the system will ask you कि आपको कितने मल्टीप्लायर पे ये करना है. एक मल्टीप्लायर, दो मल्टीप्लायर, जो भी लॉट्स पे, जितने लॉट्स पे करना है करके. सो मैं एग्जांपल के लिए 2 डाल देता हूँ यहाँ पे. एडिशनली राइट साइड में आपको दिखेगा कि आपका बैलेंस कितना है, आपका कैश बैलेंस कितना है, आपका एडिशनल कितना है. सो इट्स ऑल अपडेटेड हियर. Then I can click on deploy here and click on OK. So the strategy execution will start right now. So because today market तो आज बंद है particularly, तो आज तो कुछ होगा नहीं स्ट्रैटेजी पे, तो वो सब ऑटोमेटिकली सब करते रहेगा, and I don't have to do anything whatsoever as of right now. So this is at right now. So here we can click on here and we can see whatever the strategy has particularly done as of right now. This is just a testing environment, so nothing is actually here. जो भी एंट्री एग्जिट जो भी हुआ है वो आपको वहां पे पर्टिकुलरली दिख जाएगा. एडिशनली वी हैव देयर आर टू मोर थिंग्स दैट आई वुड लाइक टू शो एवरीवन. सो यहाँ पे अलग अलग स्ट्रैटेजी है विच यू कैन एक्सप्लोर एज पर योर convenience as well. Now, whatever I'm showing you right now is free of charge. You can explore it as per your convenience and get an understanding of anything as well. Now, people who there is a facility, as I mentioned earlier, that if you want to create a strategy of your own, you can click on create here, and we can see the strategy creation form here. So here we can name the strategy however you like. We have custom templates that are already created. So long straddle, short straddle, long iron condor, butterfly. आप ये already हमने pre put बनाए हुए हैं specifically. तो यहाँ पे for example मैं शॉर्ट ट्रायंगल पे सिलेक्ट कर लेता हूँ. सो ऑलरेडी लेग 1 लेग 2 विल बी प्री डिटरमाइंड हियर. बट नाउ आफ्टर दिस यू कैन टेक इट फॉरवर्ड कि आपको अगर कैसे करना है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आपको ये स्ट्रेटेजी कैश पे चलानी है, आपको फ्यूचर पे चलानी है, यू कैन डू इट. बट बिकॉज हमने शॉर्ट स्टार्टेड किया तो क्या कैश में ही होगी वो. लॉट मल्टीप्लायर इंट्राडे प्रोडक्ट है. राइट, यू कैन डू इट ऑन इंट्राडे. इफ यू वांट टू, इंस्टेड ऑफ निफ्टी, यू वांट टू डू इट ऑन Bank Nifty, I'll select Bank Nifty. So automatically यहाँ पे things will automatically get populated based on that. Expiry आपको कौन सा weekly करना है, monthly करना है expiry, however you want to select it as per your convenience. आपको ये वाला expiry नहीं, उसके next वाला expiry करना है तो वो भी आप कर सकते हो. Strike selection, आप strike selection दे सकते हो specifically कि ATM करना है, OTM करना है और however you particularly want it करके. Square off के टाइम पे should it square off partially or should it square off 100% is all multiple options that you can look at here. There are more detailed leg settings as well here. Here you want call put options, you want ATM plus 400, 500. आपको जैसे convenient लगे, you can particularly create those strategies. Way to trade. So this is a comprehensive list that you can explore as per your convenience and understand whichever suits your requirement. Now, one of the most important aspects now I want to show everyone is, आपने strategy तो start कर दी है. अब strategy start करने के बाद any given point of time, if you want to exit, so there are multiple ways that you can stop the strategy in between. So here, once you click on the strategy, there's an option of stop strategy here. You can click on the stop strategy and the strategy execution will stop immediately. Okay, that is number one. Number two is you can click on your name here and there's a panic control option available here. So this is panic control. So ये panic control is basically आप यहाँ पे आप pause all का option है and stop all का option भी है. तो pause all में basically अगर आप pause all करते हो तो strategy जो भी strategy पे trades अभी currently active है तो वो active trade continue रहेंगे. लेकिन अगर स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो जाता है या एग्जिट ले लेता है स्ट्रैटेजी मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ स्टॉप लॉस और प्रॉफिट बुकिंग या रिवर्सल होता है तो स्ट्रैटेजी विल एग्जिट दोस पोजीशन बट वो वापस से नया एंट्री नहीं लेगा स्पेसिफिकली. सो अगेन टू एक्सप्लेन एवरीवन कि जब स्ट्रैटेजी स्टॉप ऑल करोगे जो भी ओपन पोजीशन है वो कंटिन्यू रहेगी. जब उसका स्टॉप लॉस हो जाएगा तो वो नया पोजीशन पर्टिकुलरली नहीं ओपन करेगा. So that is how it would be. And stop all में आप क्लिक करोगे तो stop whenever you click on stop all तो strategy current market price के हिसाब से it will shut off everything and exit everything by itself. मतलब सबका सब immediately stop हो जाएगा. So there won't be any active trades or something like that. It will shut itself off immediately and close it for the day. So that means it will shut off all the strategies. Same thing pause all maybe it's for applicable for all the strategies, not a single one only. So that is all in terms of the platform. It's very easy to use. Whatever I showed you right now, I would suggest everyone should create an account with uTrade and you can explore the platform free of charge. And you can create FinNifty strategies as well. Yes, BankX and Sensex is also available in custom building. So you can create a strategy on custom building as well. So that's all for the question. I'll definitely take questions that would be applicable.
Yeah. So basically, Chaitanya, there is an important question where people are asking, can we use other broking accounts
So
for
this
uTrade?
so this platform is currently integrated with Share India, so you'll be able to use Share India as a broking account itself.
Yeah. Could you please guide them if they have some other broking accounts, so how they can use uTrade Algos or what facility can we provide them?
Absolutely. So if you have account in another broker, so first thing, Share India account would be required to open it. You can transfer your shares or holding to Share India as well because Share India is in the industry for the past 28 years. So yes, you can transfer your holding, you can pledge those holdings, and the capital requirement can be met through your existing holdings as well. So that's one of the options that is available to you. Additionally, we have a dedicated RM team for your assistance. If you need any assistance, the RM team will help you and guide you with each and everything or any steps that would be required from your end for assistance.
Great, great. And also there are a few questions regarding the pricings of uTrade Algos.
Absolutely. So I was waiting for this question from everyone. So I'm sure everyone would want to know the pricing. So here we go to pricing right now. You click here and we see the pricing. So here we have price. So now uTrade Algo does not charge anything for their services. The only thing that is applicable is the brokerage charge. Now, what do I mean by brokerage charges? So here we have different packages that are available based on your capital that you want to deploy. I'm sorry for that. Based on the capital that you want to particularly deploy. So our lowest package starts with 999 of brokerage. So now to remind you, see ये 999 में है ना, आपको uTrade algo में से जितना भी brokerage generate होगा वो all of that is included in that 999 पैकेज. मतलब अगर आपने 5 स्ट्रैटेजी चलाई 999 के पैकेज में, बराबर, आपने 5 बार डिप्लॉय किया या आपने 3 स्ट्रैटेजी साइमल्टेनियसली की, एक दिन में आपको एक ट्रेड हो बाय फ्रॉम यू ट्रेड या फिर आपको 50 ट्रेड हो दिन में, द ब्रोकरेज इज इंक्लूडेड इन दिस पैकेज. सो देयर इज नो लिमिटेशन कि आप एक दिन में 50 ही कर सकते हैं या 10 ही कर सकते हैं या 100 ही कर सकते हैं. इट्स इंक्लूडेड इन द पैकेज कि 999 पैकेज में आपका ब्रोकरेज इंक्लूडेड है. इसके अलावा देर आर नो एडिशनल चार्जेस. The only charges that you can account for is the taxes applicable, जो SST and other charges जो applicable है from the government. That is, those are the only charges additional that would be applicable, but that goes to the government directly. So in 999, you can run 3 strategies together at a time. Every strategy can have up to 2 multipliers. So depending upon which plan you go, which you take. So beginner has, you can run 3 strategies again together, and you can use a multiplier of 12 multipliers. So that means आप एक साथ एक 3 स्ट्रैटेजी पे, हर एक स्ट्रैटेजी पे आप 12 लॉट कर सकते हो, राइट. सो देयर यू कैन डिप्लॉय 36 लॉट्स. योर pro strategy में you can do 4, and you can run up to 12 lots once again. Wizard में you can run up to 6 strategies together with up to 18 lots for each strategy, and expert is available for 10 strategies with 45 lots. So here we can see there are different pricing available. So this is 999, this is 299, this is 399, 6499, and 15,000. That is 14,999. So these are the taxes are excluding here, and keeping in mind that these are all monthly charges. You can activate a quarterly or a half yearly or a yearly plan for yourself as well at a discounted rate.
Okay, great. So moving to the next question, where someone is asking for, can we link Subhadip sir's private signals with uTrade algos?
So you can create that strategy on a marketplace and on our platform. So as I mentioned, we can create it from here. You can create the strategy here, and you can, yes, do that as well.
Great. Also, there's a question that how to set stop loss from the chart value to individual call and put.
So from the chart value, so you have to determine it on the strategy. So whenever you're creating a strategy, that has to be predetermined by you कि आपको stop loss कितना रख रहा है. So I'll show you right now. तो यहाँ पे एडवांस एंट्री कंडीशंस के साथ then there is exit based on whatever you want. Underlying points, underlying delta. I'm going to put points, for example. I can put here based on points. I can leave it blank as well if I don't want it based on PNL or however I want it. So there are multiple options available to you. Stop loss, I can set it based on a percentage. Same thing, you can do it for the other leg as well. Yes, Parul, we can move to the next question.
Yeah. So there is one question from Mr. Bharat Bhatia that how regarding the same topic, where he is asking that how can we do 30-minute range breakout or any time-based price breakout?
Well, sir, I will not be able to explain in detail for each and every aspect. What I would suggest is you create an account. Our team will call you for a small demo. We have a dedicated team who our sales team will call you. They will explain you the platform and they'll help you create the strategy as per your requirement as well.
Yeah. So also uh, in this short time span, I would request you if you can take just one last question, where there is a attendee who wants to know that how they can create your own strategy on uTrade algos. If you can just give them a brief again so that we can move towards the end of the session.
Sure. So here you click on create strategy here and you name the strategy as per your requirement. So I'm going to make it Chaitanya's custom. Strategy type. So for example, I want to create a short strategy, strangle now. I'm going to create a strangle now. And here I've got multiple aspects. So this will not be applicable. So multiplier intraday. Nifty, I want to do it on Nifty, or I want to select the whichever instrument that I particularly want. So I'm going to select Fin Nifty for now, for example. Weekly expiry, do I want to do weekly expiry? Do I want to do monthly expiry? I can select that here. I've kept weekly. Current expiry, next expiry, far expiry, far plus one, however you want. Strike selection, do you want it based on ATM, or do you want to select a particular strike price as well, that it should be trading only on this particular strike price every week? You can do that as well. Strike ATM. So if you want to do it as ATM, you can give it a selection of ATM plus 100, 50, 150, 300, or however particularly you want. Partial square off, if you want to keep the square off applicable, you can do that as well. You want to set it as, if one of the sides, the stop loss is met, so do you want to trail the SL for the other one? You can do that as well. So SLX or however you want it. So there are multiple aspects to it, however you wish to do it. You want to, instead of, so you can, once you create the template, you can keep modifying or you can keep refining it as per your requirement as well. And then once you're done with, all the things that you specifically want, start time, end time, and everything as well, you can run a back test and you can see what kind of result can you expect from this strategy.
Great, great. So I guess that's it for today. But before we wind up this session, I would request Shubhadip sir and Chaitanya both that if they can share one takeaway from this webinar, which all our attendees can take from this webinar and they can implement in their upcoming strategies and their upcoming trading. So Shubhadip sir, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So sir, one takeaway for our attendees, please.
If you're into option selling, try to gain small and avoid the catastrophic losses. You don't need to trade every day. If you see the scenario against you, just take the day off. For a seller, this is the biggest point.
Agreed. So before understanding the market, understand yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
That's absolutely correct, Mr. Nandy. I'm sorry to cut you, Parul, but it is very important that you need to have that patience to look at everything on the market. First, if you do a couple of back tests, you identify that, this is great, this is working out for me, then you should go for it.
Yeah, on the same lines, I can add, if you're into algo trading for the first time, whether using uTrade, you're using something, you are using my systems, start with one lot, stick with it for 2 weeks, see if this is working for you, then go into two lots, again stick for 3 to 4 weeks, then go into four. Don't jump in with 50, 100 lots on day one that I will earn everything from the market today. In weightlifting, this is actually called a progressive kind of thing. That is, when you go to a gym to lift weights, you start with a 1 pounder first, then two, then five, then 10, then 20. First day you go to the gym, you don't try a 100 kg weight, right? Similarly, in trading, whether manual, whether algo, especially, start with one lot, let it run for 2 weeks and see what are the problems. Because even if there's a problem with your system or the execution, one lot will not kill you. But if you do 100 lots, maybe the first day something untoward happens and you won't be able to manage. So it's very important to start small and build on that. That should be the great, I mean, that should be the only approach to trade algos or anything.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Shubhadeep, sir. Chaitanya, last words from your side.
Right. So as Mr. Nani said, that is absolutely correct. Always keep an open mind about what's happening. The entire aspect of algo is that you do not need to pay attention constantly. Why does it? So, human emotions comes into the picture, most importantly. There have been times we've traded on the market and the first trade was only negative and we didn't pick up the second trade. So we didn't pick up the second trade, but we missed that movement or we didn't pick it up. So we lost an opportunity there. And most of the time it happens the case that that is going to be a profitable trade. So if you keep your emotions aside, you will be doing great on the market as well. As far as algos are concerned, the best part is you do not need to pay attention whatsoever. It is available to your flexibility within a phone app as well, because the entire system is available on the mobile phone as well. So whenever once after starting a strategy, you can explore everything on the phone as well, and you can keep a track about what's happening on the phone. I just have one request from all the participants here today. So I wanted to also understand that if there are any particular types of webinars that you guys want to learn more about, or any more things that you want to learn about, definitely put it in the chat. We'll be glad to assist out.
Definitely. Also, we have shared our social media handles with you guys, so you can also ask your queries and you can put your comments over there. Okay, with this, we wind up today's session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks, Chaitanya, for your valuable insights, sir. Thank you so much.